Hello everyone, it's Yvonne here to do the weekly reading for the lovely sign of Pisces. Probably should put that away now. Alright, Pisces, let's get into your reading. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. The readings are only general, which may mean they don't resonate with you. What does resonate mean? They may not be your story. So if you're sitting there hearing about something that doesn't fit with what you want, then it's not your story. It's time to move on to another aspect of your natal chart. Somebody wrote to me yesterday and said, I listened to my ascendant and it resonated. That's because it's who you are. So everything that you need to know may be in another aspect of your natal chart, not just your sun sign. So if the reading doesn't resonate, it's possible that one of those other things will. Okay, if the reading does resonate, make sure you give me a big fat thumbs up and help to grow the channel. Okay. I'm so bewildered by this journey. It has been so amazing for me. 6 of Wands coming through, victory, public recognition. Woohoo! All right, let's get going. We're using the Connolly Tarot for your reading here. What's going on for Pisces? You know, it's really funny because this card is just everywhere at the moment. Everywhere. Every reading, even in the main daily reads. This card talks about defending yourself. It talks about stubbornness, standing up for yourself, standing up for what's right, standing up for what you believe. All the way stubborn. It can be a little negative because it can talk about being defensive. So sometimes you can be defensive and miss what you're really needing to know or hear. But it's definitely about standing firm on your convictions. So for this week, it's about standing up for what you believe in. This may be called to you at work. There may be a situation coming up for you in your workplace. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean a workplace as in paid work. It could come up for you at home. It can come up for you in a relationship. But there's a feeling here that you've been either allowing other people to rain on your parade, share your space, take away from what is rightfully yours. So somebody could be this week taking congratulations, taking gratitude for something that you've done. And we've all had this happen where we've come up with this idea and we think I've done it. I've gone in and said, I've had this fantastic idea and I've been told by a manager that won't work. And then the manager has presented that as their idea. This is something that's happening for you this week. This is something where somebody is taking away from you something that's rightfully yours. Okay, so for some of you, this could be in a relationship as well. It could be that somebody is trying to infiltrate your territory. Somebody is trying to shine brighter than you. Somebody is trying to show the world that they have more value than you. Could be friend. Could be a friend here. But the universe is saying you don't need to worry. You are where you need to be. You are absolutely shining 100% in your own right. Do not let other people take away from you. This doesn't mean fighting them. It doesn't mean fighting against them. It doesn't mean being angry or abusive. This is about standing in your own power and understanding that if something isn't working for you, then maybe that's the way it was. But you can speak up. And you don't do that with anger or venom. You do the speaking up from your place of power. This is who I am. So this is taking you in a slightly different direction here. And I feel like you're seeing now clearly the way you need to go. So if this is somebody doing this to you at work and you are trying to assert who you are and it isn't working for you, then maybe it's time to change direction. Maybe look for another job, maybe look for another situation. Don't try to fight for what wasn't rightfully yours. So this means that sometimes we speak up for things, sometimes we fight for things, but sometimes it's better just to allow them to go, because maybe they weren't right for us in the first place. Maybe something better is coming along. But it doesn't matter what's going on here. You're seeing things in a very clear light here. You're seeing things very, very clearly. Now, for some of you, you could be dealing with a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius here. And if this person is creating this energy where you need to stand up for yourself, then perhaps they're not the right person for you. But maybe you need to fight for them too. So you may have to fight for what's rightfully yours. But that's not doing it from a place of asserting that energy. It's a place from standing in your power. Okay, let's see what they're talking about. All right, so there's a brand new start coming through with the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like something this week is going to move you in a slightly different direction. Obviously, it's still in line with your life path. But it's something that's giving you an opportunity to move slightly differently. So maybe this has happened previously. This mini reading is something that's already gone past. It could have already happened to you, where you felt that you needed to stand up for something, but at the end of the day, maybe it was taken away from you or cut away. Maybe you have pushed it away and you're going after something new. This could be a new job. It could be for you fighting for money or fighting for what rightfully yours. I feel like somebody out there has been fighting against perhaps a family situation to claim back what is theirs. Something here you are now moving in a slightly different direction with. But I feel like for you, a lot of this is about you understanding your personal power. All right, so we have the King of Wands coming through here. See, with the Ace of Swords. Look, I couldn't have said it any better. The King of Wands is a person who knows their power. They are a leader. They are strong. They are just will go against anything to make sure that they get what they want. They are just completely defiant. I am going to take what's rightfully mine. The Ace of Swords talks about having clarity. It talks about having precision, knowing the direction you want to go in, knowing what you're entitled to. This is you standing up for your beliefs here. You standing up for what's rightfully yours. You have two aces here. So this week coming will start or herald the time, as Spirit is saying here, will herald the mark of a new time. Something for you is changing here. You're deciding you don't want to fight for things anymore. You want to just leave things behind, move forward. Maybe you want to fight for some things, but you're choosing your battles wisely. You're choosing what you need to fight for and what you don't need to fight for. Perhaps that's the best way to do it. So if somebody's doing the wrong thing, then you may choose just to walk away. All right, Two of Swords coming through. There's a big decision being made here about taking a leap of faith. I feel like some of you, this is moving into new work. All right, so we have a transition card coming through, the card of death and change with the Wheel of Fortune. Hooly dooly. Powerful reading, Pisces. Brand new starts. Making decisions to take leap of faith, letting things die that no longer serve you, and taking this Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. All right, so we have the King of Pentacles here with the Queen of Swords. For some of you, this is turning your back on a relationship. Absolutely. Being truthful, being outspoken, being true to yourself, speaking up for what you believe in, standing firm on your convictions, all here. Beautiful energy. So for some of you, it's turning your back on a relationship. For some of you, you have, whether it's a romantic relationship or whether it is a family member, a friend, somebody here you're turning your back on and moving away from. For others of you, this is a job for sure. This is work. You've been treated really poorly in your workplace. I feel that you're not being appreciated. People are tromping all over the top of you. You may have someone who's stealing your ideas. And there is a point where you stand up for yourself. There is a point where you say, actually, this shouldn't happen, and you stand up for yourself. But I feel like here, it may be a matter of just understanding that power isn't always about asserting your power. Sometimes it's about taking your power with you. It's about walking away. And I feel like you're doing this. I feel like for some things you're just being selective, but you're doing what is right for you. So I feel like you may be standing up for something as well. You may be fighting for a relationship. But for others of you, you're realizing it just isn't worth fighting for. Maybe it's time to put the stick down and move on. For many of you, this is about leaving a work situation behind. For others of you, it's putting work into something. But there is some sort of situation here that you are walking away from. Could be a friendship, could be you've had a situation that's come between you and a partner. But you are realizing you have all the power you need within you here with this star. You know your destiny. You know what's right for you and what not. It's clear. It's clear to you with the Ace of Swords. What is right for me and what is not right for me. Being able to see clearly how to move yourself on the path ahead. Because you are changing direction here. And I feel like for a lot of you, this is about having clarity. Perhaps about somebody, but it's about something. But it's about you deciding that things are not worth you putting your energy into anymore. It's time to walk away from things. It's time to decide you want to put energy into them. But that's all up to you. You are realizing your power here. Beautiful, beautiful energy. 2 aces, and you have like this whole heap of major arcanas coming through as well. So big, powerful realizations for you this week. Powerful realizations. Okay, let's read from the Starseed Oracle. Oh, that one wants to come out. Fall into my arms. Oop. Surrendering. There you go. That's why that's come out. This is about surrender, holding the opposites and the extremes of life. The Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of Source. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. So often we see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded, and when things go bad, then perhaps we've done something wrong. However, we're all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. You're being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of the human experience, to let them initiate you more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. The Great Mother wants you to hand over your loneliness, worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, burdens and doubts, to lay them on her altar, to fall fully into her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I've truly lived. I feel that this is talking about these extremes here, which we can see in the reading. These extremes of really understanding when you need to stand up for yourself and when you need to just let things go. These things that, you sometimes defend yourself on when you realize defending yourself is not going to win the argument. And sometimes being powerful enough to say, that's it, I'm moving on, I'm not going to fight for this anymore. It's really about understanding, when is the fight yours? When is it right to stand up for yourself, and when is it better just to walk away and let it be? Because sometimes you can put a lot of energy into trying to fight for something and you're not going to win anyway. So then you just be gracious and you walk in the opposite direction. It's not always about overwhelming or being overly powerful and overly defensive. Sometimes it's just about saying, well, this wasn't meant for me. Turning your back and walking the other way. Thanks, Pisces.